My name is Aurora, and I've spent most of my time living out in the woods and speaking with nature, with plants, and with trees. Trees were my babysitters as a child because I didn't go to school. I was unschooled, I was homeschooled, charter school. I did go to a public high school. I came into this world very conscious. I always knew myself to be a conscious being. And I was born to conscious parents that, of course, were affected by this world. And I've had an intense, I guess, life, you could say, in a certain sense. But that was for me to learn what it's like to be human. I understand that I'm a conscious being having a human experience, and that I came here for a purpose and for a reason. For many years, I was not putting myself out online, and I talked to very few people about this, about anything of what I'll talk about on this channel. But today is March 21st. It is the equinox. And while yesterday might have been the true equinox, I still got the feeling of this sacred time of the year. And I got a feeling, a calling from the planet, from the earth, because I'm really connected to her. And it took me a long time to realize just how connected to this planet I am. But through all of my experience, my journey of being in this human incarnation, in a human body at this time, I have discovered that the earth is our home. It's our spirituality. It's the root of our spirituality. There's nowhere that you need to go to learn who you are or who to be who you are, except in nature, with yourself, with the trees, with the plants, ideally if it's windy or raining. And also when you speak with an animal, when you just are around an animal, they will mirror to you who you are. And if you're quiet enough, that inner voice that calls to you, that speaks to you, will start speaking the voice of the animal, the voice of the tree, the voice of the rock, the voice of the water, the voice of the wind, the voice of the sky, the voice of the earth. And that is something that it doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, what your culture is. We all are a culture of this planet. We are from this planet. Our spirituality is rooted in this planet and in our Mother Earth. And for many years, I thought that using the word Mother Earth was laughable. But now I am realizing that it is the feminine, it is the mother that has been, again, like everyone has been saying, hasn't been honored. And our history has been erased. The true history of being a human has been erased and replaced with something that is false history, falsity, the falseness of being human has tried to replace the empowered vessel of eternal sound that a human is. And when I say vessel of eternal sound, it means that you are holding the full vibration of the universe within you, and you are coalescing that spiral vibratory vortex of the universe into this point, into the 0 point of this incarnation, into this body. And that is coming through you, this expression, into this world. And you are deeply united and connected to everything around you. I just saw lightning. Oh, how special. I never get to see lightning here. If I was in my home, I would have not seen that. How many of us, and you included, I'm sure you're watching this on your phone, on the transit, or in a car. Hopefully you're just listening to me speak in a car. You could be in your home. How many of you have forgotten to go outside, that you're deeply connected with nature, that you feel relaxed and at ease when you're connected to this planet, when you're barefoot? I walk barefoot. Ooh, you can hear the thunder? That's what it's about, you guys. When I look out, my home faces the west, the windows. And so I know when the sun sets on the equinox, the winter solstice, and the summer solstice. I know exactly the landmark of where the sun will be and what time of year it is, because the 4 times of year that are most sacred to the human on this planet and to our bodies and to nature are winter solstice, the equinox in March, the fall solstice, fall equinox, the summer solstice in June. And of course the fall, I did it out of order, but that fall equinox is in September. And it always falls between the 19th and the 22nd of September, March, December, and June. Those are my holidays. Those are my holy days. Holidays, holy days. That is what nature, this planet, this solar system, this sun has taught me. Being connected to that larger system and knowing that my body is connected to that larger system from the micro to the macro, and that I'm just a fractal of this, experiencing a fractal of consciousness, experiencing an embodiment on a physical plane. While at the same time, I get so deeply ingrained in this physicality that I lose who I remember myself to be sometimes. But that is a part of why I came here. I came here to lose myself and to find myself repeatedly over and over. I dive deep into the depths of the ocean, of a body of water, far away from the breath of life, of consciousness, of being connected to the whole, being connected to Source, being connected to God. And I choose to go, okay, I'm going to hold my breath and forget who I am. And I'm going to take a deep breath of God, Source, universe, whatever you want to call that energetic force that enlivens everything that you see. And I go, okay, I know who I am, but I know I'll forget. But I can always pop back up and take another breath, and I'll come back. So I dive down, and I go as long as I possibly can, and I forget that I could even breathe. Like you start feeling that pain, then that suffering of being absent from Source, from being cut off from the connection to all that is, to the universal force, of forgetting who you are. You start to lose your memory of who you are, the feeling. Though it's still there, there's a part of you that's like, okay, there is a law that will cause me to rise again, because I can only stay so long underneath this water. There is enough spirit in me that will buoy me to the surface so I can find my way again. And it will just pop me right back up. I'll go as far as I can. I lose my capacity for holding my breath. I think I'm gonna die. And then up I pop, returning to Source, returning to the consciousness of everything that I'm connected to, and going, oh yeah, this is who I really am. This is who I always have been. This is who I always will be. And it is not this identity that you see before you in this physical form. I intended to create this, and I am a co-creator in this form, and I take responsibility for my life, what I've experienced, what my body looks like, my health, all of it. I came here knowing who I was going to be born as, which parents I chose, my family situation, the karmic wounding of the collective intergenerational trauma of this planet. I chose it. And I brought in my soul, who also had its own lessons that it wished to learn. And it was compatible with the specific vibration of my parents, of this incarnation. Everything was compatible. Everything was aligned. And as I walk this life, this is what I know myself to be the truth, my truth. And I have spent my whole life looking for source, looking for that connection, that return to God, that return to consciousness, those pieces, those gems in the rough. I've been mining for consciousness on this planet, looking for people who have spoken truths, who've embodied God on this planet, embodied source, embodied who they truly are. And there's a lot of masters that have come through, a lot of masters that are here. And I believe each and every one of you is a master that chose to come back here, and that only masters come to this far away from source. This is like cutting edge stuff here. This is cutting edge work, that you are here on this planet at this time, and that you chose to be here. And even if you don't remember that you chose to be here, you're going to remember, whether it's in your life revision after you pass away, or you're going to remember while you're incarnate. It's all up to you. You have coded your path for yourself. You have left nuggets of codes, of clues throughout your life and gone, okay, here's the blueprint of my intention for this incarnation. Now I'm going to go live this life, and I'm going to see if I can match that blueprint of intention that I had for this incarnation. Let me see how much of myself I can bring into this incarnation. Let me see how much I can bring into this physical form. And I'm going to do it while I'm challenged in one of the most painfully... I'm going to feel pain. I'm going to feel love. I'm going to feel joy. I'm going to feel sorrow and despair. And I'm going to be challenged by these emotions, by being physical in a world that's disconnected, because I chose to dive as deep as I can, because I know that I will return to God. I know I will return to source when it's my time, when I can no longer hold my breath. And even if I forget that I'm holding my breath, I will still return. I will still pop back up and go, oh, yeah, okay. Wow, I forgot, but now I remember. Okay, I can do it. And then after a bit of recovering your breath, breathing source, breathing that universal force that is the living essence of everything that you see around you and that which you don't see around you, you regain your connection, that unity, and you go, okay, I'm going to go back into this place that doesn't have the amount of unity that this essence, this source, unity, consciousness has. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to keep doing it because I gain something from it. This is good for me. I like this. And honestly, what I've come to realize is that I do it simply because I want to feel. I want to feel the pain. I want to feel the love. I want to feel the cold air on my face. I want to feel that rush of wind that appears before a downpour of rain that we're feeling right now, that's happening. It's not until you step out into the elements of nature that you realize that you're connected to everything and that you can sense everything. And look, today we have hail. Thank you, tree, for protecting me. I am connected to all that is. I am unified with everything. I am alive. I'm gonna see my roof. Nature is never dangerous. It's just alive like you. How beautiful that we have hail. What an unexpected gift. I've lived in nature with no running water, with no electricity, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't comfortable. I didn't have the creature comforts that I had normally. But I learned my connection to this planet. I learned my connection to myself, and I learned how to live, chop wood, carry water. And when I was 14, my mom bought a house, and the first thing that I did as a teenager was walk in and turn the lights on. Because why? I wanted electricity. I'm gonna pause this video and put a wind thing on my mic because I want you guys to be able to hear what I'm saying while we enjoy this beautiful weather. All right, we're back. I put a windsock on just in time for the next bout of rain. Hopefully you can hear the wind, but it's not as, you can still hear the wind. But you know what? It's beautiful. I'm sorry for it not being so succinct. Oh, thank you, wind, for telling me not to say sorry. Okay. I am not sorry for being not succinct. I want to show you that it is natural to go with the flow, to be moving in a spiral. That there are times to be linear, and there are times to move with the flow of the universe, which is the spiral. There's a reason galaxies are spiral galaxies. So, there are times to move in a linear fashion, and there are times to move with the flow of the universe in a spiral fashion. And if you are in nature, you'll recognize there will be paths that you can find in nature that creatures have created, but they move in a flow pattern that's aligned with the land, aligned with the trees. And for those of you who haven't spent very much time in nature, I want to tell you that there's an experience that I have when I'm in a forest and when I'm in the woods or even in the desert. My surroundings in nature don't look the same to me. I can find my way because every tree looks different to me. I can notice the difference of the bark, of where certain trees have grown together, and the different colors that they are, and the different types. And so when it's hard for me to get lost. So those of you who haven't spent enough time in nature, who just haven't been given the opportunity to, I wanted to share that piece, because this world has become scared of the outdoors, scared of the elements of rain, the element of fire, the element of earth, the element of wind, metal, and wood, of ether. I think the thing that we are most scared about is the unknown. And many of us have become disconnected. And many of us are looking and desperate to find that connection, to reconnect. And how you reconnect is you take your shoes off and you put your feet on the ground, bare earth. Bare earth. You don't need to walk far. Just sit in a chair and put your feet on the ground. Another thing that you can do that is really, really profound is I'm sorry for the rain hitting the mic, but this tree is a little bit in an angle. But what you do is you put your sacrum, where your tailbone is, right above your tailbone, against the bottom base of the tree. And then you put your spine and your head against the tree. And you put your feet on the ground, preferably barefoot, like me. This tree is like tilted forward, so it's not so comfy. Pick a tree. I've even done this in the middle of a city. And the experience that I've gotten from trees, they're like, oh, you know how to interact with me. Everyone doesn't notice me. But you're seeing me. You're seeing me, and I'm still connected to the planet, even though there's cement and sidewalks all around me. My roots are in the earth. And they're like, they feel so seen. It's just like if somebody comes by you suddenly and is like, wow, you're so amazing, and I see you for the work that you've done and the life that you've lived. It's the same thing. A tree is like, oh my God, I love it that you just asked me for some support. And so what happens is you are an energetic being. You are electric magnetic. And I could explain the science behind it, but I do have a science brain, despite me being so spiritual. But when you are aligned, science and spirit are the same. They are one and the same. They are two faces of the same coin. They are connected. So what's happening is this tree is deeply grounded, and its leaves, when the wind blows, its leaves, this is a live oak, and the wind passes through its leaves and it creates an electrical charge. And that electrical charge goes down the core of the tree and it grounds into the earth. Ooh, did you see that lightning? That was so perfect. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Ooh. Yeah. When you are connected, you're really connected to everything around you. I am not disconnected from the clouds, this rain, that beautiful sun that's peeking through the clouds, this tree. That's what that means. So, that electrical charge goes down into the tree. into the earth. And what these beautiful plants do is they use that electrical charge, pulling it from the tree. The tree gives it to the plants around it. And they use there's positive and negative charged, you can say positive and negative ions, which is the same for positive and negative charged minerals and nutrients in the soil. So the plant will actually turn its root to the right charge to attract the right nutrient. So we think that a lot of these plants are just, their roots are staying on the surface of the soil, but they're not. Well, they are, but some of them go deeper than others. Some of them are designed to go and tap down past. They don't want to feed off of the surface of the soil, the top lush part. Their design is, and mostly weeds are designed to go past that layer, and I can't remember the name that it's called, but there is a hard layer that has the topsoil, and then under it there's a clay layer that's really hard, that these upper plants that feed off of the topsoil don't have tap roots to break through that hard layer of soil. And underneath that soil is all sorts of nutrients that haven't been used, that haven't been tapped by a taproot. And so what they're doing, mostly weeds, and we kill weeds, which is unfortunate because the weeds are what is drawing all the nutrients from breaking through that layer, that clay layer, and drawing up the nutrients for the top growing soil plants that only have their roots in the top part of the soil. The trees add the electrical charge and give the energy to the plants so that they can attract the right nutrients. But then if there's no weeds or taproots getting through that clay layer to get the deeper nutrients, then there's no hole in that clay layer, so they can't pull up more nutrients, therefore they starve and they get deficient in stuff. But back to the tree. When you are leaning against a tree like this, and this tree is really wet because look at all the water. This is dry. This is dry, but this is where it's wet, and I was just leaning against it. You put your spine against this tree, and your feet grounded on the ground. This tree is a spiritual being. It is up, reaching for the sun, for spirit, and it's also deeply grounded in the planet Earth. So it is a balanced being. And what it does is, as we have electrical charges running through our body, electromagnetic beings as we are, the tree will take all of the unbalanced electrical charge and magnetic charges of your body and ground it into the earth. Your spine touching the tree bark with your feet on the ground, even if you have shoes on, it will balance you and recharge you. So it will take away the depleted electric and magnetic ions or charges, and then it will give to you fresh new energy and fresh new electrical and magnetic charges. So it's grounding you and uplifting you at the same time. What happens often is, as humans walking, we are trees without roots. We're standing upright like a tree, but we move and we forget to ground. And trees are there to plug into, to help ground, balance our body and electrical system, and clear our auras, clear our energetic systems, clear our minds, and to also bring spirit back into us. So if we're unbalanced and we're really in our lower chakras, then a tree will help work its way and all the energy in your system to balance your upper chakras, since you're lower chakra dominant. And if you're higher chakra dominant, all those star seeds out there, super spiritual people, maybe you have some wealth issues, your basic chakra, your root, needs assistance. You need to ground in this body. You need to be here on this planet right now. That's what you're here to be. And trees will help you. It will help you balance your spiritual faculties and bring that spiritual energy into your lower chakras, into your root. And it'll also take all of your root chakra energy and your root lower chakra energies and bring it up into your spiritual chakras, because that is the natural flow. It's coming down into your body, into the earth, through the top of your head, up through the core of the earth, through your body, through your feet, and out the top of your head to source. You are a united being, connected in both ways, as well as outside of yourself. This pillar in you connects in with this tree, connects in with your organs, your meridians, your chakras, your health rays, all of which are names for different energetic anatomy that you have in your body, around your body. And if you haven't experienced them, I will someday introduce you, if you follow along, because I am obsessed with energetic anatomy, and I'm obsessed with energetic hygiene, because it's so important. And the same relationship that many people have with nature is they're scared of it because they don't know it. They haven't been introduced. Hello, this is nature. This is a tree. How do I interact with it? I'm scared of it. The animals are going to get me. My feet are going to hurt on the gravel. I'm uncomfortable. Do you know how many babies that I've seen? You put their bare feet on the grass, and they get like babies that have only been in apartments, that have only touched carpet. Their skin hasn't experienced grass, trees, leaves, nature. And they just go, ooh, what is this? I don't like it. And they start crying. I wish I lived in a world where that didn't happen. But I know that there's some of you out there that are watching that you were raised that way. And we can say, oh, that sucks. But also, that's what you came in for. You came in to be raised that way, to be raised disconnected. You chose that life. You chose that experience. I'm sorry. I mean, if you feel like a victim, you feel like a victim. Look into the victim, victimizer, aggressor, rescuer triangle, and maybe that'll help you become more empowered about your life and what's happened to you. But everyone's in their right stage for themselves on their journey. I'm only offering some suggestions here. But nature is an expression of us being disconnected from our spirit, from the unknown. We're scared of the unseen world. We are scared of nature. And I am comfortable in nature, and I'm also comfortable in the unseen world because I know it exists. I work with it, and I embrace it, and I understand my place and my sovereignty in those areas. I know how to observe things, to sense things. I can sense with all of my senses. I have my senses turned on because I know myself to be a grounded, spiritual human having a spiritual being having a grounded human experience. I'm not trying to get out of my body, though there's times I do have to say that that I become disconnected and forget who I am. And I do want to leave. I don't want to be here. This is uncomfortable sometimes, a lot of the time. But my guides will come in, nature will come in, my cat will come up and look me in the eye. Something will happen. Someone will click and remind me of something, of who I am, and it pulls me back into my core after being destabilized, and I come back. Or the equinox will happen, or the solstice will happen, or I will see a beautiful sunset and I will get a message. I'll get an omen. I will get a communication from nature, from spirit, from somebody who's embodying a truth, who I was least expecting for it to come through. The messages for you are everywhere. We are all connected. I am you, and you are me. So that which you admire in me and what's drawn you to this video and, kept you staying this long, however long this freaking video is, you are seeing you in me, and that is what you're attracted to. That is what's drawing you here. That is what's drawing you to continually watch this and connect with me through this portal of a video that we have in this modern world. I am you and you are me. We are all connected. That is true. That is real. That is not something that I mentally play with. That is something I know. I know it to be true. I know who I am. I don't think I know who I am. I know who I am. I know that I chose to be here. I know that I'm a spiritual being having a physical experience. I have memories in my mother's womb. I have memories of who I was before I was born. I have memories of my past lives. Though I choose not to focus on past lives because they're a distraction to this life. I ask my soul and my higher self and my guides that are aligned with 100% love, light, and truth, and with my sovereignty and the freedom of this earth, and the sovereignty of this earth, and the sovereignty of humanity, that are aligned with it. I make sure that I say those things because I'm not interested in connecting with anybody that is not aligned with the sovereignty of this planet, of this human experience, of humanity. I lost my train of thought because I just went on a tangent. Welcome to Aurora's world. Aurora's brain. What was I saying? It will come back to me. Right. We're all one. And your past lives. I asked my higher selves, my higher self, to only show me those past lives that are very useful to me. And I also have been given the wisdom from my father, from my father, that you can ask God to show you only that which you need to know and see. If you're having hard time having psychic experiences, you just make an agreement. You say, only show me that which you want. That is the highest possibility for me to see. I don't want to see anything else. So if you're scared of the unknown, just talk. Talk with your higher self. Talk with God. Talk with Source. And if you can do that, if you can talk with God, talk with Source, talk with your higher self, even if you don't hear them back, you ask, can you please talk to me in a way that I can hear, and please encourage my listening skills to open up so that I can see, and my sight so that I can see and hear you and your messages more clearly. All you have to do ever is ask. All the energies of this universe, the trees, the plants, your chakras, your body, it's listening to you. If you just say, hey, body, can you help me out in this way? I need some assistance here. It's like, oh, what is that you say? Okay. And then you can say, like, if there's a that's just a simplified version, you guys, okay? Don't get mad at me, but it's a simplified version. Honestly, source is simple, period. If it's too complex, no. But the complexity's fun. That's why we're all here. So, just ask. Your chakras are listening. If you need to be grounded, you say chakra, grounding chakra, root chakra, basic chakra, whatever you call it. Please extend my grounding cord deeper into the earth, deeper, 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 deeper. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And expand, expand, expand. That's all you do. And your chakras and your energies will listen. They listen to you. When you curse yourself and you say, I'm a terrible person, I'm shit, I'm bullshit, I'm a failure, your cells and your aura are listening. And so, what happens to your crown chakra? What do you say? What happens? Your crown chakra shrinks, your chakras shrink, and you stop being able to sense and feel energies. You get depressed. Your basic chakra shrinks. You get depressed when your basic chakra is shrunk. I know this is maybe like drinking through a fire hose, but welcome to my world. And if you're interested in finding out more, follow me, subscribe, like this video. Yes, I'm gonna say those things because people forget. I forget until somebody says it on some of the YouTube channels that I like. And I'm like, oh, right, yeah, I should like this video. And also, it's to say, hey, algorithms, push this video out to more people because I like this content and I want more people to see it. So it's a free way to support the people that are creating content for you that you like to connect with. So, shameless plug. Also, go to my website, returntoconsciousness.com. Right, this is on returntoconsciousness.com. I'm Aurora Grace. And subscribe to my newsletter that will someday be sent, but it will. And so if you subscribe for free, you can stay up to date on my whatever's that comes through and then I wish to express, because it's really unpredictable. Though, I will do my best to be consistent for you. Because I love you and I care about you. Because you're me. Yeah. Because we're in this together. We are here on Mother Earth together, which is home. Home here on Mother Earth. Well, thank you for your attention, your time. I hope that it was enjoyable. I hope you got something from it. At least maybe some, what is it called? ASMR from the rain. So, have a beautiful day.